No, honestly, that is nonsense.
They say many garbage things.
Welcome back to No Nonsense. Another exciting week of the greatest league in the world, the Premier League. With the greatest team in the world, Manchester United. You'd think that they were still good the way we still talk about them every single week. But this week, to be fair, there is a reason. It was probably the most entertaining game.
Yeah, I mean, this is, for a long time there, Man United were doing badly and bad to watch, the ultimate combo. But
Yeah.
every now and then, though, they pull out...
Ireland syndrome, they call it.
Yeah, we were joking about this. I don't even know if we said it on the pod, but my God, bouncing between Ireland and Man United games has been hell the last few months. But this was a good one.
Since about 2021, it's been like, Jesus Christ, these are some of them. This is entertainment to us? What are we doing with our lives? What are we doing to watch this? Spending hours of our lives watching this.
Every batch of games is like, well, at least it can't get worse than that batch. And then you go back to the club, and the club is worse than ever. Well, thank God it's an international break. We lost to who? It's relentless.
Yeah, because it was the Maguire going up front, and like you'd feel like there was a new batch of people who were checking in, like, oh, this must be a new low. It's like a familiar low, actually. It's and Amarin kept coming out like with these, if you want to get sacked, that's what you say. It was almost like he knew he couldn't get sacked, or I don't know, but the whole formation was a big issue all week in the last few months. Like, you got to change formation. You don't have the players. They bought all these players and the formation still doesn't work. And he's come out saying like, well, I don't care. I'm not changing. They better learn it. It's just, you kind of thought, how are they going to win a game of football? That's kind of what you're thinking. Like, where to from here? And
I can tell you where. I'll tell you how they win a game of football. The other team's goalkeeper gets sent off 2 minutes in, maybe, and then the manager panics and subs off all their best players. That's how you win a game.
That's just like Ireland. We know how good they are. They're as good as 10 players, Now, to be fair, Chelsea got a man sent off as well, or Man United got a man sent off as well. They got Casemiro, of course. Didn't we say this? Like, it's going to happen. He's not going to be around every game. Not because of injury. He keeps himself in great shape. He's going to get sent off. Yeah, it was just a strange one. 2 yellows first half. I think I saw his stat. It was like first game in the Premier League history, which is 1992 onwards. 2 red cards, 2 goals, and I don't know, 2 something else. There was 3 sets of 2s in the first half, I think. That had never happened before. And then you compound that with like biblical rain as well. It was an insane first half.
It was unbelievable. And like you said, that whole thing with Amarin before the game, saying the Pope himself couldn't make me change formation and I'm never going to change. And one thing I saw, which, I mean, this must have really riled up a lot of people. A lot of people who take it very serious, I'd say. So it came out during the week that Big Jim Ratcliffe had gotten a helicopter down to Carrington for a meeting with the manager. All hands on deck meeting. And I would imagine he gave him the old, you have 3 games to turn it around, ultimatum. I'm guessing. That hasn't been said, but I'm guessing that's what it was.
Yeah.
But he was asked, what was that meeting about? Was it about your future? And Amarim joked to the press, he's going to give me a new contract. Which is insane, because he's joking about how bad he's doing. In the height of it all, he's saying, wouldn't that be crazy if they kept me on? It's like, you should really be fighting for that, though.
Yeah, I think he said something like, he's nothing to say. He didn't come out with it. They said, what you don't want to say to your critics. And I think he said they're mostly right. I don't know if he's just like a total nihilist who's like, look, lads, I hate to break to you. We're all going to die anyways, so nothing actually matters. Or is he just supremely confident where he's like, well, this isn't my fault, obviously. I'll be fine. I don't know how he's getting through this with such a light set to hero. But after the Grimsby game, remember he said, sometimes I hate my players, sometimes I love my players. Also, I hate my kids as well. He didn't say sometimes he loves his kids. He just said, I hate my kids. And then moved on. So he does kind of sway wildly from happy to sad, which he admitted. But yeah, this one, even pre-match, was like, he realizes that if they lose here, it could be really over.
But look, again, like I said, early red card helps things. United scored soon after, and Maresca in total panic mode subs off Palmer, subs off Estevao as well. Which when I saw that, I was like, "Oh, Maresca, you should be watching more Man United games. You're still in this. Don't be thrown away now." Palmer and Estevao running at that United defence would have scored, even with 10 men.
Yeah, well, did you hear he said after the game? Because obviously he was asked, like, what the hell were you doing out there, Maresca?
What the fuck, Maresca?
The reason why we changed Pedro and Estevao was because they attack with 5 players always. And we defend with 4, and we can defend with 4 when we are 11v11. But 11 against 10, I think we need to defend all the width, So we decide to go with the back 5.
Yeah, would like to say, you forget the fact that you're playing Man United. That doesn't show up in the Excel sheet, that you're playing a team who has no confidence and are going to concede. Whatever, okay, you got to take someone off. The goalkeeper gets sent off. You need to get a defender on. But take off Neto, Estevao, and Palmer. It's like, well, now you've got Pedro up there on his own, who he's not fucking, I don't know, Ibrahimovic, who could go up there on his own and kind of get it fast to go. I don't think anybody could in today's game anyway. So I don't know what that was about. But then apparently it came out that Cole Palmer was an injury concern before the game.
Okay, so
and he took him off last.
Yeah, but I'm assuming he's thinking, okay, Palmer's going to have to do a lot of running out there, seeing as we're down a man. He's going to have to cover more, I would imagine, which is probably not the best if he's, inches away from a serious injury already.
But then, he took off Neto and Estevao, then they conceded the goal, then he took off Palmer.
Yeah.
So,
it's
at
over.
that point, okay, right, hands to the pump. Yeah, just he totally gave up for it. And okay, they got 2 goals, and maybe you can say, well, if you hadn't made that change, it could have been 3 or 4 by halftime. It's one of those you'll never know. But they got the goal back in, and it's they have nothing. They can't. That was a set piece, and it was okay, that can happen. But if they had any bit of kind of creativity still in the pitch, you think, well, maybe they could have got a second. United would have collapsed.
100%.
Especially in those conditions, it's really tough to try and stop the rot and that kind of. You can't get your foot in the ball. And again, they had gone down 10 men as well, so they didn't have the advantage at that point. So it's a big what if. I think it's if you hadn't changed it, would they have conceded more in the first half? You never know. But just the headline is you lose 2-1 and took off Palmer after 5 minutes and Neto and all your attacking players. It's just it makes you look, and especially then it's Man United who can't, kick snow over rope. It's you did this. You're the manager and you did this.
That's the thing, is that I would imagine, he's watching the game and he's making the changes, right, we'll get Palmer off, whatever. He's thinking, I've seen Man United's underlying stats. I know they have the highest shots on target per team in the Premier League. I know they've hit the woodwork more than anyone. You see all these stats bouncing around. But again, if you actually watch all the games, it's they never actually threaten to score. It's so rare that they put something together that ends up with the ball in the net. So even with 10 men, you probably would have been fine just leaving things as it is.
Yeah, not the best look from Maresca, but not been a good week from Maresca, actually. Have you seen this thing with the bomb squad?
Yes, I did. I saw FIFA were investigating the human rights of the Chelsea bomb squad.
I think it was the PFA rather than FIFA. I think they contacted UEFA, I think it was, just to say, are these guys okay? Because they're posting some cryptic stuff on social media. Did you see the Sterling story on Instagram?
I only saw Maresca's analogy of what a hard life actually is, not these millionaire Premier League footballers sitting in the back.
Yeah, he well, I mean, Sterling first posted it was a training in the middle of the night. Not in the middle of the night, but it was dark. It was time for training, because he's not allowed to change the squad. He's training with a personal trainer away from the squad. Don't infect the rest of the team with your shitness, I think Bastille posted some picture of a makeshift dressing room, so not in the main dressing room. It's kind of you're being punished a little bit for this. You got to train at night. Now, apparently they did have offers. They had the usuals, the Galatasarays, so, Fiorentina's, well, we'll take you on loan for whatever. And they were like, nah, I don't feel like it. Well, you're not fucking playing with me. So, yeah, I think there's some rule where they have to have an ability to, I think it's like a worker's right thing, essentially. You can't just force people to come in to work and make them sit in the closet. You have to give them Anyway, Maresca said that his father used to work from 2 a.m. to 10 a.m. as a fisherman.
Still does, he said.
Yeah, nice one, Maresca. Aren't you a fucking millionaire by now? I mean, Jesus. Maybe he likes the misery. Everything with that? Maresca? You're using him as an example of how hard life is. He's doing this by choice.
There's no way he
has
been offered a way out of being the fisherman in the village, the way Maresca described it.
Well, fishermen, I guess crab fishermen, do they work at night? I guess those deadliest catches are always at night, weren't they?
No way Maresca's dad's a deadliest catch guy.
Well, I just saw that 2 a.m. to 10 a.m. He's not doing some recreational fishing. He's doing proper, he's on a boat. He's a part of a rig. He's part of a crew. At whatever age he is. Maresca's in his 60s, isn't he? 50s?
No,
what age is this old man?
I would have said Maresca's 40 something. It's hard to tell.
Which would then make his dad, well, unless his dad is young, but we're talking an old man on a rough and tumble crew in the Atlantic, I'm assuming.
Catching the deadliest
crab.
Creatures there is, yeah.
Yeah. And Maresca's sitting in London bullying teenagers for millions of euros. He's not helping that out. Surely the father has to be interviewed. And it's one of two things. It's that fucking prick wouldn't give me a cent. Or he's I want to do this. This is my choice. Now, it was Sterling's choice to stay in London. He didn't want to uproot his family, apparently. So, Look, we all make choices in life. It's Maresca's take on it. My dad chooses to be a deadliest catchman, and you choose to sit in the bench, sit in the reserves here. I mean, they used to play out 21 games. I guess they're not even doing that anymore. They're just coming in, going to the gym, going home.
I did see during the summer that Raheem Sterling was linked with Fulham, which is a London team, but I don't know, maybe they couldn't afford his wages or something, or maybe he was I want to go to not that London team, but bigger one.
Yeah, I don't know. But yeah, his whole thing is fuck them, basically. That's his take on that. It's and I was reading the transcript of the press conference where he's listen, I've been there myself in my career. Which is even worse. And now it's my turn to do it to you. It's if you understand what it's like, then surely that's the even worse thing to say. Yeah. I've been there. I've been rotten with reserves before. Not a nice place to be, but you've done it to yourself, Raheem.
Has to be done.
Yeah. It's definitely because we were talking about this with those Botafogo players who were, being bought to
Haven't
play
seen any of them
in the Premier League. They're being trafficked for financial fair play reasons and stuff like that. And it's it's fine because it doesn't matter to you or me, but that's a Brazilian teenager who thinks he's going to make it, and he's not, and then he's going to be bounced around, and by the time he's 25, he won't have kicked the ball in 3 years, and then he's right, your career's over now, because no one's going to touch you. It's just, mental health reasons, all kinds of stuff. It's again, 300 grand a week, but he's been playing football probably since he's left school at whatever age. I mean, he's playing for Liverpool at 16.
Yeah.
So now at 30, is you're actually not good enough to even sit on the bench. That kind of fucks with the man, that's his whole thing. It's his whole life. His kids probably watching Chelsea games I can't see you, Dad. That's gotta fucking hurt,
Yeah, that's not good. And it's funny because Maresca doing this is kind of why he's been a pretty successful Chelsea manager so far. Because, Potter came in and it felt like he couldn't wrap his head around so many people, whereas Maresca from day one was I've got 22 players. The rest of them can go fuck themselves. I actually don't care. But because of that, it's been pretty smooth sailing with Maresca so far. Even now, with this over his head, I don't think he or Chelsea care. It's just there's going to be, when you're buying this many players every summer, some lads aren't going to make it. And that's just the way it is.
Well, yeah, but okay, wherever Sterling, he's 31 or 2 this year, I think. I think his contract runs till next year, so he's probably just going to run out the contract. Maybe he goes over in January. I don't know. But I think it's Disasi, who was on loan West Ham last year, and West Ham obviously decided not to keep that going. His contract runs till 2029, and he's the bomb squad. So, what's he going to do? I guess he'd probably be happier to go somewhere now in January, wherever it is. I don't know who he was after, what he turned down, or maybe didn't get any offers. I don't know. Maybe he thought, I'm going to come and stay and fight for my place. And he hasn't even been given the chance to do that. But yeah, it's not good for your career to go like, months without playing a competitive game. And then you go on loan to somewhere and like, this guy's way off the pace. It's like, yeah, well, of course he is. So it's just, it's a tough job in terms of like, every few months, it's like you could be told, listen, get the fuck out. By either the club that owned you or the loan club was like, yeah, look, sorry, we're sending you back. It's not working out. And then you go back to them and they're like, oh, fuck, now we got we got rid of this guy again. Like it does like knock your confidence. And like for such a confidence thing, you got to be feeling good to play good. And then you're being like, look, we're sending you off to Istanbul this time. I was like, fuck, okay, right. I've never been there.
Like, I don't even know what language they speak.
They don't really want me. They're just hoping to play me in a few cup games because they have some injuries. All this is going through your head. You're not feeling like, oh yeah, they really want me. It's tough. So yeah, okay, it's not deep sea fishing for crabfish, up in Alaska with Maresca's dad. But at the same stage, it's mentally, it's a tough thing to be told you're not good at this thing that you were once the best at.
I mean, imagine being this assy because, like, when you signed that Chelsea contract, you must be like, wow, 9 years. This club really believes in me, Like, there's no way you're going to think, like, well, that would be crazy for them to sign that if they don't have big plans for me.
Yeah. Well, I guess as agent is probably also like, listen, it's guaranteed money,
You've done it. Congratulations.
So, yeah, we'll see. We'll see how this goes from Maresca. But again, that's not really Maresca's. Look, it's not his problem. I'm sure he's told this isn't your problem. You manage the team. We'll make sure the personnel is right. So he's been asked about this. It's like it's obviously a policy in Chelsea to do this. So, but after a loss to Man United, Cole Palmer didn't look too happy coming off either. You got this kind of player welfare thing coming in. Oh, not look good from Maresca. We might need a fall guy here. Might need to blame this all on you pretty soon. So, yeah, it might be unfair on Maresca, but I don't know if he'll survive this. Depending on who they play next, actually.
Lincoln City in the Carabao Cup. Then they're playing Brighton, the Chelsea derby.
That's right. A lot of derbies there in the Chelsea Brighton game. Yeah, they do very badly to lose to Lincoln, I think, even without Cole Palmer.
Yeah, I mean, this is where the Chelsea system really shines. We saw it in the Conference League last year. It's like your C team is full of superstars who are just itching to prove themselves.
Although I don't remember them going on many cup runs in the last 2 or 3 years with all their players.
No, the Conference League was the only one really, and they had a very easy run of it from the beginning to end. Like it would have been a disaster for them not to win that, I think, no matter what squad they put out.
It didn't even feel like that was a possibility though at any point. You know what I mean? Where it's like, oh, if they lose the Europa League, where do they go from here? No Europe next year kind of thing. This, like, well, they're obviously going to win this. And there wasn't, like, it didn't feel like there was a single hiccup. There wasn't even a moment of like, oh, it was just like, yeah, and they've won it. It was just a joker competition for them to be in. But yeah, I mean, like, obviously you lose to Lincoln after this kind of week. It's curtains, but I don't think they will. But yeah, I mean, look, you spend that kind of money. You have a pretty talented squad. They are falling a bit off the title race, same as everyone else is. Liverpool are 5 points clear. Five games in, 5 points clear. I mean, it's
pretty good.
It's a hell of a pace they're setting. So yeah, once it kind of gets to December and you're off the pace to a point where you're not going to catch, I think that would be it from Maresca. Because like you can't be spending much money and it's like, yeah, well, it's over. Season's not even halfway done and it's over. It's like not good enough. So yeah, might be the beginning of the end for Maresca. I think if we look back on this and they are miles off in December, they're like, yeah, that whole player welfare United lost, that was probably the end of it.
Well, I mean, like it feels strange because like they lost to Man United. It's Man United, but I mean, Man United do not win under Ruben Amorim. It's very rare they win a game, and when they do, it's usually against a team that will be relegated later in that season. So to lose to this Man United right now is actually probably a big red flag. I wouldn't be shocked if United easily lose their next game.
Yeah, that's it. So we'll see how that one develops, I suppose. You know what? It might happen during the week, though. That's the thing. And if you want to hear our immediate reaction to that, you got to sign up to patreon.com/a no-nonsense-pod.
Yeah, Maresca's out. Sterling-led revolution has they've captured Maresca.
Maresca out, Sterling back. That'll be the title of the pod. So look out for that on patreon.com and sign up for our immediate reaction. Yeah, that was probably the most exciting game just because it was, madness really. Was it the highest quality game, Will?
I would say no.
I don't even know, to be honest. I don't know. I mean, I don't really know. I'm looking at it a lot of the time, but I did think there was some good players in the Everton Liverpool game, the Merseyside derby. Liverpool go up 2-0, swept home a couple of goals. Gravenberch, who is going to be, I would say, candidate for player of the year. He's looking in that kind of form. If they were to win the league with him playing in that middle role, I think he's getting a lot of hype at the moment for good reason.
Best player in the world right now.
And then, you know what? If we were to do a quick search, Will, I think he'd be up there. I think if you do a search on X, I think you'd be seeing people talking about that. Yeah, he scored a very acrobatic first goal, which I was very impressed by. Roy Keane was impressed by it. I don't know if you saw him reacting to that. He looks small in there. No spring, no presence. Which, I mean, look, he's not a likable guy, I don't think. Pickford, I mean, not Roy Keane. So I think people put the boot in, and it's like I also said. Mick Rich said he's the top last scorer before the game. No, he's not.
It's a liar.
It's just like
Ryan Gravenberch is in stoppable form right now. Young Player of the Year? ? Gravenberch deserves to win Player of the Season this year so far. Nobody else is even close. Gravenberch is the best midfielder in the league right now. No world
there
yet,
we go.
But league.
No
yeah,
world yet. Well,
not
it is
quite there.
only 5 games in. I know I just said it, but to be genuinely saying he should deserve the player of the season after 5 games is like, that's unbelievable levels of bias. I'm just saying, like, he's looking like that player. He's getting a lot of hype. People are talking about him a lot. They're kind of like starting the campaign. Like, he's been unbelievable for them. You can see it kind of developing if it continues in this fashion. He was very good. Ekitiké scored a goal as well, which, I mean, he must be thinking, do I need to do more? Or am I going to get dropped? Like, is just this an inevitability that they're going to play the guy they paid so much money for? Or, like, what do I have to do? I mean, he scored a great goal. I guess the thought is they'll pay them both, but I don't know. I don't think that's going to work.
No, and I do think Ekitiké he might be a bit encouraged because Wirtz didn't start the game. He was brought on later.
Fraud watch.
Fraud watch. We said it wouldn't happen. We said people wouldn't care. But Liverpool 5 points ahead in the season. Maybe some teams are starting to not care about things. I saw a Florian Wirtz 007 graphic today. It's official.
Oh, is he gone 007?
He's gone 007. Madueke is 1 game away from 007. 007 talk is back in a big way because Liverpool are so much better than everyone else.
Yeah. Well, I guess all the Man United fans have given up their hope for the season. It's like, right, who's doing badly on other teams? Let's get the 007 graphics up again. Yeah, 7 games, 0 goals, 0 assists for the uninitiated there. Funny little game people who played for the last couple of years while City were running out the league. Florian Wirtz, I always say, like, the money doesn't matter because, like, PSR and fucking transfer pay, it's a joke. And the money, like, Jim Ratcliffe said that they're going to run out of money by Christmas and they spend like 200 million. It's not real. Money is just a concept to these people. It's not, don't worry about the money, But when someone comes in for 100+ million euro and they're not Zinedine Zidane as a midfielder, it's like, well, you're a fraud. You've defrauded the club and you should be ashamed of yourself. And he was a fail comp of all your worst moments. It does matter. Like, if he was 80 million, who was it who came in for Liverpool? The midfielder who never played for them. Well, he played sometimes, but he was really good. He came from Leipzig.
Oh, Naby Keita.
Naby Keita. When he played, he was like, wow, this guy's unbelievable. But he was just always injured and he can never play. I think he was only like 60 million. If he had been 110, there would have been uproar. Like, this is insane. Like, once you reach that threshold of, like, not that 60 million isn't a lot of money as well, but it just feels like 100 million plus is like, this guy has to be unbelievable. He has to be the best player I've ever seen or else, And then there was that stat. There was the Sky Sports stat of he's ran ahead of the ball more than any other player in the first 4 games. Like some kind of like
literally a stat that he was number 1 ranked, I think, in the league for most sprints past the ball or something like that, which literally doesn't mean anything.
Yeah, but that's the graphics guys earn their crust as well for whatever reason. They have these stats. Like my dad always fumes at this, where it's like 5 minutes in the game they show the possession stats. It's like it's a passage of play. It's like, of course it's going to be 90% the first 5 minutes. It's a passage of play. It's like they feel like the game's getting a bit boring. Quickly flash something up on the screen. Give them something to read.
We're losing them. Yeah.
Yeah. Run past the ball stats quickly. It's so when you're not getting goals and assists, it's like this accusation of coping or something. Oh no, geez, he's run past the ball. I can run past the ball. I can run away from the ball as well. So maybe as the season goes on and the leaders become quite clear. I mean, City played Arsenal as well, and they just kind of parked the bus. I don't think they're going to compete this year. I think they're still good, but it's just like it's looking increasingly like it's going to be a 2-horse race, if that, between Arsenal and Liverpool. So maybe I've been too quick to say the fraud watch stuff is over. The petty stuff is all gone. It's all back to the football. It was a nice 2 weeks though. The first 2 weeks of the season was pretty nice. It was all just about like your own team and talking about how good your players are and kind of hope for the season. And now it's back to, right, well, I'm going to be a prick to everyone else now for the next few months.
Nani Madueke has it coming.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, he's looking busy out there, is he? Bollocks. He's a fraud. Fraud watch.
No, I'm not watching the games anymore.
I just watched the match today highlights and see who scored. Yeah, I mean it's part of the game, I guess. It's a nice part of the game as well when you have to just get involved in this. If you stand out and look at it, it's like, oh, this is toxic. But when you get involved, it's actually quite enjoyable to be toxic. So yeah, we had Liverpool once again. I mean, they went 2-0 up. They conceded a great goal to Idrissa Gana Gueye. Full name only, of course, for Idrissa Gana Gueye. I think did we do 11 before about full name players?
We have.
He's one of them. He scored a great goal. But I mean, I just on Everton, it was just for them to come to Liverpool, go 2 goals down. Not to kick Sean Dyche while he's unemployed, but you do feel if that was a couple of years ago, they would have conceded a third, then try to park the bus, and then eventually conceded a fourth, and it would have just been an awful day. Whereas with Moyes, I think Grealish is very good. He's a huge difference for them. I think Njai is unbelievable as well. I was watching him because I have him in fantasy football, and he's very good. And it's just, I think, that confidence that David Moyes gives them, that like, look, it's 2 goals, it's not over. To get one back and then to kind of run them close rather than like 4-0 crushing defeat away to your rivals is like, if you are an Everton fan, you would be happy that you lost 2-1, but over the last few years, like, that is infinitely better than what we would have done under Dyche or Lampard,
Yeah, just being competitive is nice. That'll do. I mean, there's plenty of teams in the league who can't say that most of the time, so that's fine.
You'd be more confident going back to the Dixon. What's it called?
The Dixie Deans Bowl, is it?
The Dixie Bowl. I mean, you'd be more confident going back to the Dixie Bowl after that. You're like, yeah, we could probably get a result at home now. Whereas before, like, you lose 4 or 5-0, like, oh God, when's that next game? I don't want to go to that. That's going to be awful, Yeah, then there was the Arsenal and City game. Probably the worst game in terms of quality and overall enjoyment, I would say.
Full house. It's a new era for Man City where I don't know what's gone on with Pep in the summer, but I mean, he's happy for Donnarumma to just kind of lump it around and don't worry about kicking it or being good with your feet. Just kind of get it to Haaland. Everyone else can get it to Haaland. Maybe I'll even bring on an extra player and go 5 at the back for this time. It's very strange how he's just dropped it all of a sudden. Yeah,
I don't know if he has it in him to rebuild the squad. I know they bought a lot of players in the summer, but it didn't feel like he was building anything.
Yeah. If it like this is new Pep, it doesn't feel like, oh, he's adapting and changing things. It feels like he doesn't give a fuck anymore.
A little bit. I mean, I know last year they lost 5-1 in the Emirates, so maybe they were thinking about that. But still, I just kind of thought, like, as the game progressed, when they took off Haaland, I was like, all right, well, like, that was the only way they were going to score another goal. Like, they're just going to try and like, for the Arsenal side of it, obviously everyone was, like, kind of raging about them not playing Eze. It's like, go at them. They're weak. Kill them, you know? But Arteta was still very kind of cautious. Like, oh, well, we don't want to fucking, lose this game. But, yeah, I just think with Liverpool being ahead already, it's like you're not going to grind this league out. Like, you're not going to, like, you can't. If you want to grind it out, you have to get in front and then grind it out. When you're behind, you have to actually go and win these games. Like, you can't just wait for Liverpool to mess up because they probably won't. Not enough, or you'll mess up as well. You're not going to be perfect. So, yeah, I'd it's 5 games in, but it is the season's already kind of taking shape. Like, all right, these teams aren't going to do anything. Like, Tottenham wise, kind of high on. Don't think they're going to do that great. Man United obviously are going to be Man United. Chelsea, there's probably still a little bit of work to do. And Arsenal, it's like, yeah, they buy something like Eze, which that unveiling was like, it felt like this is it. This is the final piece. Whatever Gyökeres is, yeah, that's good to have. But this guy is actually one of the best players in the league, and he's come to Arsenal. And then he's on the bench against City. I was like, no, that wasn't it. That was the wrong move. We should have gone and scored goals. That's like it was great to get the equaliser, the 93rd minute equaliser, and you could spin that in a way and say that's what champions do. Not that they are champions, but it's like the overall sense is like, yeah, but that wasn't really. We didn't destroy them. We didn't kill them. So I don't know.
It feels like already the idea of what Gyökeres was going to be when he came in. It's like, I think everyone's going to see, not that he's bad or anything like that, but it's just like, he's not Haaland though, is he? He's not the Haaland guy we thought. Maybe he'll transfer at least 40 of those 50 goals over. It doesn't feel like that.
No. But to be fair, like Haaland, like when he was at, was it Mainz he was at before he went to Dortmund? But I was seeing clips of him before he went to Dortmund, which like you never see that. Like he was unbelievable since he was a teenager.
Yeah, and he was scoring like 4 goals in 10 minutes for Dortmund. I think he scored like 10 goals in an underage international game, and people were like, this has never been done in the history of football.
Yeah, I know he's playing Moldova, but he scored 5 against Moldova during the international break there. Like, he is next level. And like the goal he scored was just, that's what he does best, Like, and that was when they won the treble that year. It was like, just get him the ball, give him the ball, that he will do that all day long. And maybe they kind of strayed away from that last year a little bit. I don't know, but yeah, he is an unbelievable striker. Like Gyökeres, obviously he's kind of a late bloomer. Went to the Portuguese league, which it's so great to have all these experts in the Portuguese league. Nobody watches the Portuguese league, but everyone has different, like, well, the thing with the Portuguese league is you take about like a quarter of the goals. I saw some podcast where they're like, yeah, the rule generally is divide by 4, however many goals they score in the Portuguese league, bring over here. Like, this was like a manager, I forget who it was, but do you know what I mean? I'm just saying, it's like, he was never going to be Haaland. I don't think he's a special player, and I don't know if yeah, maybe Haaland in this Arsenal team would maybe Arsenal be 5 points here. I don't know, but I mean it's hard to compare. Yeah, I feel like it's going to be more the same. It's going to be conservative. It's going to be like, it's going to be a tough watch, I think, this Arsenal this year.
Yeah, and it like obviously the way they changed it over the last 2 seasons to where they're like kind of like a nasty team to play against. They score every corner. That has, I think, sapped a lot of the enthusiasm out of watching a big Arsenal game. You know what you're in for usually. Like this Arsenal City game, I don't think anyone's like, it's going to be 5-5, it's going to be 4-4. It's like, this is going to be probably awful. And someone will nick something out in the end, maybe. But it's this system, well, it definitely works. It's improved Arsenal. They're consistently high up in the league. They're going late into the Champions League. But it is just, saps the joy out of things sometimes.
I guess it, like I say, it's pragmatic, we'll say. But that doesn't. When have you ever said, "Oh, it was an unbelievably pragmatic performance. Oh, it was such a good game." Like,
you should have seen how pragmatic they were out there. My God,
I've never seen such level heads. It was unbelievable. Like, maybe at the end of a game or like 10 games of the season, like you want that. Like, I don't want this to be a roller coaster. I just want to win this game and go home and like be happy that they're still on top. But like, yeah, generally, it's like I tell you what was the best years for Arsenal in recent memory was when they had Sanchez and Ozil playing, and they were still coming like fifth, but like you had players that were exciting, and they didn't track back, and there wasn't much of a kind of an overall defensive plan or whatever, and they could see the goals, and they lost the big teams, but like Aubameyang, another one, when Aubameyang was banging goals, he got the gold boot that year, and they were shite.
Yeah.
But it was more exciting because it was like this could be a great game. Whereas now it's like, and I think that's when they signed Eze, people were like, oh yes, like this is it again. This is like a Sanchez level player. And then you play the big games, like put on the bench, play Trossard. It's like, what? Like it's just it's not good to watch. What other games were there then? Not much else going on, was there? I mean, I think I saw Queven Gallagher and Collins.
Their Ireland form has seeped into club.
Yeah, Brentford are. There's a lot of teams who are in trouble. I feel in the first 5 games. No one's really. A lot of teams haven't found their form yet. But I don't know. I feel like they win a game and lose a game. Where are Brentford in the table? I feel like they could be mid-table, but I feel like they could also be in relegation.
It could be anywhere because I did see a stat about how I think Man United are still above Man City in the table. I think they're maybe a point behind Chelsea. It's very mishmashed in there right now. Brentford are currently 17th. Yeah, Aston Villa haven't won a game yet. Ollie Watkins hasn't scored a goal. They've only scored 1 goal, I think.
West Ham are in trouble.
West Ham, it feels like, though, will replace the manager pretty soon, and they'll probably start manoeuvring their way up the table. Whereas, like, Villa, Brentford, Wolves, I haven't heard anything about new managers.
Nottingham Forest under Ange.
They are bad.
Look, there's a lot of teams who aren't doing well. I think the Irish contingency at Brentford, that being also the manager, Keith Andrews, I think it could be a tough season. I don't think they're going to challenge for Europe. I'll just put it that way. I don't think they're going to be pushing for that Europa League spot this year. I think if they can get that 40 points, they'll be happy enough, considering how the season has started with the transfers and the results on the pitch. I think they'd be happy enough to just hold what they have and maybe in the summer see if they can moneyball their way back into the.
You know what I
half.
could definitely see? I'm going to put an absolute on it. I could see Andrews out at Brentford before the end of the season, and after Heimer goes, new Ireland manager Keith Andrews.
I think
he knows the lad so well.
He does, and maybe that's why he wouldn't do it. He's like, I've seen more than.
No thanks, I've had enough of Collins. Yeah.
You got to hoodwink someone into that Ireland job. You can't be giving someone who knows the players. That'd be a disaster. I mean, he's a young manager, and I think if he does well at Brentford, I mean, he'd have to be sacked by Brentford. Are you saying he's going to get sacked by Brentford?
Well, he's interim, isn't he? I like, or caretaker, whatever it's called. I don't think it was ever like, this is the guy.
No, I think he's proper manager. I don't think he's interim. No, I think they gave him the job. This isn't Man United. This is a proper club.
This is an actual club.
They don't just let things hang for 6 months and just hope it's going to work out. They got him in. They got the contract, pen to paper and all.
Yeah, because I suppose what is their expectations? Like, if they don't get relegated, they're probably not going to be like, get out, Keith. God, we could have finished 10th. Like, that's probably like, yep, perfect. Job done. Give you another year now. So, yeah.
Especially after losing 3 of their best players as well. Like, yeah, fair enough. Fair play for staying up, actually. We thought for sure. The stats said you're going down for sure. So, I mean, this is above expectation, really, Keith.
Yeah, fair play. We haven't seen any of the games, of course. We just look at the numbers.
Yeah. The Excel sheet was crazy this year. Just win, loss, win, loss. I don't know how we did it.
Literally.
But it's we said at the start, I think it was our first episode, it was like, it's going to be a long season for them. I think it's not going to be, wow, this Brentford team, what a place to be, most exciting place in football right now. It's going to be, big game against Burnley this week. Need to win this game against West Ham.
I do think they're probably actually in pretty good shape though, just because, like you said, it feels like there's more bad teams than ever this season. Like, I mean, every second team, it feels like, is in absolute free fall.
Yeah, no one seemed to find their stride yet. There's obviously 3 places that go down, but there's like 6 teams who are still kind of, ooh, is this the manager for us?
Yeah.
You know, with new players still being bedded in. Like, we had the international break 3 weeks in the season, everyone went back, and they came back immediately to play a game. So it's kind of like that was kind of a freak week for them as well. So it feels very disjointed. And I think that's why Liverpool winning all their games, like at the last kick of the ball, is like such an advantage because everyone else is like just having that better luck go against them. So, yeah, I mean, we'll see. Hopefully, Brentford kind of fall a bit above that bottom 3, like I said, all those Irish players. But yeah, not a great start for them. So yeah, we're going to do a quick 11, I think. A classic segment that I used to put a lot of effort into. And yeah, I'm going to bring it back. Less kind of informative, just more kind of a vibes one, I would say. It's an 11 of players who look like they smoke.
Nice.
Now, I haven't gone back to like the 90s or pre-90s to players who actually did smoke. And I also haven't done any research on this. So maybe these players do smoke. But, you know, this is just from looking at them. I'm gonna give that kind of a rundown. So
I was going to say, to be clear as well, you know, you're thinking maybe, I don't know, I don't see that guy smoking, you know, knowing their personality. No. If you saw these men in a lineup without knowing anything about them, do they smoke or don't they? That's the only requirement here.
yeah, it's looks.
Forget everything you know about them.
Maybe a bit of vibes as well. I think maybe slightly I'm probably judging their personality a little bit. Maybe I don't know. It's hard to separate the man from the face. But in goal, starting off with of course a Frenchman, Fabien Barthez. He looks like a guy who smokes.
I can tell you, Carl. Fun fact: he definitely does smoke. I remember hearing a story. I don't know which Man United player on one of their many podcasts said it. He used to run at halftime. He would run out the back so that he could immediately smoke a fag, and he would be smoking at halftime every single game.
Oh, well, I guess he is kind of a 90s player now I think about it. He kind of came to Man United at the end of his career.
He was kind of an Onana of his time. Like he was a bit mad. He was a bit great, and he wasn't that great.
Yeah, he won the Champions League with Marseille in like 92, and he came to United in like 2002. So yeah, maybe it's a bit unfair to pick on a guy who actually smokes. And he probably grew up in the 80s, you know, smoking with all his friends. Everyone did it. It was normal. But yeah, I didn't know that now, Will. But I mean, I got the vibe that, yeah, this guy looks like he probably, you know, stings a few Rogers, I would say. Right back, I have West Ham's own Kufau.
Oh yeah, big time.
Yeah, he looks like a guy you'd see at five-a-side. 100%, and he'd be smoking in between the breaks outside. He'd be smoking through the cage. Centre back, I don't know if you'll remember this guy. Well, I hope you will. Another Frenchman, Felipe Mexes.
Ooh, the name rings a bell. Let me look him up.
He scored an unbelievable bicycle kick back in the day for AC Milan in the Champions League.
Felipe Mexes. Give me a look at him. Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, he had that dirty ponytail.
I was going to say, look at that greasy ponytail. Yeah.
He was always so greasy. I guess for the matches, he used to grease it up so it would stick. But he always looked like, I think he had like a star tattoo on his neck. This is like 2010s, before we really had tattoos in the naked public.
Oh yeah, he's had cornrows, he's had mohawks. This is a smoker for sure.
Yeah, he looks like a guy. I bet, again, I'm probably being unfair. He definitely probably has. He's a bit of an older player, I think. But other centre back. Then I've gone with another Premier League legend. Will Nemanja Vidic? I think I could see him.
Oh yeah.
You know, if again separate who he is as like a supreme athlete. Now picture him like at a nightclub somewhere in Eastern Europe. He's definitely out the back having a few fags.
Yeah, definitely for sure.
Big scary guy. He definitely smokes 100%. In a different life, he'd be a smoker. That's what I'm saying.
Most centre backs, I would say.
Yeah, any kind of grizzled centre back looks like a smoker. Now left back, this is more kind of a fun one. Roberto Carlos. I think he probably does smoke, to be honest.
He's more a vibe guy, than looks.
He smokes when he drinks, and he drinks all the time.
Yeah, he's just good fun. He's just looking for a good time, yeah.
In the middle, former Roma and Belgian midfielder Nana Golan. Remember the Mohawk?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, again, he's just that kind of like crusty looking guy who's the supremely talented athlete of the day. But like, yeah, he in another parallel universe, he looks like a guy who smokes. Alongside him, another Mohawked Serie A stalwart, Arturo Vidal.
Yeah, I mean, those two guys, there was a period of time there where they were all anyone talked about. They were just so cool.
Yeah, they were just something kind of attractive about the two of them. I think it was the hair and obviously they were good players as well, but just they had that X factor, you know?
Yeah.
A 3 midfield, have Adrien Rabiot, another Frenchman.
Oh, yeah.
Now he's kind of a sexy smoker.
Yeah. The long ones.
Yeah, well, he's a long one himself. He's a long Parisian smoker. You know what I mean? He's coolly smoking outside a cafe somewhere.
He's not doing it for like to party or anything. He's having it after dinner, kind of.
Yeah, he's doing it kind of socially because that's what gentlemen do, almost. You know.
Yeah.
And also he looks like he could be a bit rough as well. You know, but I think it's just the French kind of elegance that he has. It's just like I can see.
Speaking of him being rough, I'm pretty sure he just left whatever team he was at. Maybe it was Marseille. I'm not sure. Because of a really, really violent incident where him and another player beat the bejesus out of each other after a game and both of them got kicked out of the club.
Someone probably stole his box of fags. That's what it was. Yeah, okay. So then on the left, I have former Southampton and Serbian tricksman. What do you call him? Winger, I guess. Dusan Tadic.
Yeah, for sure. Absolutely.
He was a very skillful, very cynical player. I always felt like he had an edge to him. I always felt like dangerous guy. You know?
Trouble.
I just kind of a psycho edge to him. I always felt Tadic, you know. Not that it ever came out of the pitch. I don't think he ever had an edge, but I just felt like he wasn't a soft kind of winger. As you know, they tend to be kind of going for frees and stuff. I feel like he had an edge. I could see him kind of intensely smoking, you know.
Yeah. Well, the 4 fingers on it, one of those ones.
Yeah. He smokes in his own time. He's not a social smoker at all. He's just like
he smokes in bed.
He needs this, you know, to bury whatever's going on back there. That's how I feel decent. Like a scary smoker. That's how I feel with him. And then a little bit out of position, but on the right then I have Ciro Immobile, former Torino, Italian. Again, he's a big guy, kind of a bit rough looking. I think he smoked because he just smokes. He always smoked. He smoked since he was like 8, and like he just smokes now as an adult. And it's not for any kind of for anything. It's just that's what he does. You know.
This feels like it could have been an Inter Milan team at one stage.
I was trying to not do all Italian players or all French players. I was trying to spread around a bit. And then I just was reading it out. I was like, I think I'm just afraid of Eastern European players. I think I just have like a natural fear.
This guy's also real scary.
This guy's a scary smoker. What am I talking about? And speaking of scary, speaking of the head honcho of this team, the scariest man on this team,
Captain.
Diego Costa, definitely looks like he smokes. I mean, if you know, that's one of the players now based on his personality, based on everything. You know.
And look, he's a double trouble.
Look, personality, just the you know, where he's from.
He put it out on you like a bad guy in an action movie.
He's a bad guy smoker. He'd definitely be throwing the cigarette at people, I think, Diego Costa. I bet he's probably done that before. So yeah, look, if there's any obvious ones I've missed out on, let me know. But that's my smokers 11 right there.
Nice.
I'd love to hear better options there. So that's it, folks. We have EFL Cup coming up this week. So we may have missed Champions League last week, which we did. Don't think anything too exciting happened. Nothing major, I don't think. First round, it doesn't matter, folks. First round, you know.
There's going to be 15 games before it even matters. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, I will say I did. I was up early Saturday morning to try and catch Champions League magazine. Couldn't see it anywhere. I saw it. It was like on at 4:30 on RT2, which is when the Arsenal game was. I was like, well, okay, come on, I can't watch this. But I did watch Europa League magazine. Yeah.
Good as ever.
Oh, it's the same thing. It actually doesn't matter. It could be Conference League magazine. It's just like going to these European places. They went to Bergen in Norway and followed the club Brann, and they got like the local super fan. It was all the flags. They got a full suit. It was talking about the women's team success, now the men's team, and like it's this beautiful place. Like this is like going on holiday. This is great. I'm loving this. I'm meeting the locals. I'm seeing new places. It's a lovely little show. I love it. And they had a bit there, even just like the kind of the production value of it is so good. They did a bit on Stuttgart. And, you know, it's an answer machine. So you ring, it's like, oh, this is Stuttgart FC. For tickets, go this. For tickets, go that. Who's on the phone? Jurgen Klinsmann.
It's so good.
And he's like, hey, it's me, Jurgen. And then like he's like talking about like how his first start, and it's cutting to clips of him playing for Stuttgart as a 20-year-old. It cuts to him in the Europa League final playing for Stuttgart against Maradona, and he scores a goal. I'm like, this is like, I've never heard this story, of course. So this is like, oh my God, what a twist. You know, he's playing against Napoli's Maradona. I was like, this is crazy. And then it cuts, the phone call ends, and it cuts to the current Stuttgart manager on the phone. Listen to the voicemail. And then it goes into the current. I was like, oh, this is a great show. This is just, it's well produced. It tells a story. It's new information. It's old stuff without being too nostalgic focused. You know, it's just great. So yeah, anybody who didn't see the Europa League magazine episode 1, catch it, you know.
Catch up. Yeah, you're missing out. I will say there is a real joy. There's a feeling, I think it's nostalgia, but any of those magazine shows, there is just something about seeing a player from the 90s or the 2000s telling a story, but he's dubbed over by the dubbing guy. Oh, it's just, it does something. It's so good.
Sport. At 15, I thought this is what I want. I'll do whatever I can to become a professional. And things started happening from there.
Aged 18, Kaka suffered a career-threatening injury.
That English guy voice. He's just like,
guy.
He's not overdoing the, like he's not, like, you know when you hear an audiobook and they like overdo it to try and tell a story. This guy is like, it's not just boring translation because he has a good voice, I guess, but he's not like, oh, I was shocked.
No,
like, I was shocked, but they're going in, so it didn't matter.
Yes, of course.
You know, but it doesn't seem fake. It doesn't seem like he's uninterested. He's just like, I'm telling you what he's saying. I'm not going to try and put any other inflection that I think is there isn't. It's a weird little kind of, maybe it's nostalgia. Maybe that's all it is, but I love the whole show so much. And I want to go to Bergen now in Norway. I would love to go there and just relive that episode and meet all the people.
I saw it on Europa League magazine. I can't believe I'm here.
Yeah, and it's of course like one of those like old stands, old stadiums, which looks like it would be unbelievable on a Champions League night, like this tiny little college, and it'd be unreal. But yeah, so I'm back on that. I'm looking forward to next Saturday morning, Europa League magazine, wherever it is.
Next week again.
Well, look, anybody who has nothing to do on a Saturday morning, which is probably nobody except for me, but if you do have spare time, it's on TNT in the morning on Saturday morning. But yeah, really enjoyed that. So yeah, I got lots going on in my life, which is good. We have EFL Cup coming up. I'm sure most of the teams are playing in it. I think Arsenal playing. Well, yeah, Chelsea's playing Lincoln. We found out. Arsenal are playing Scunthorpe. I don't know. So someone like that, you know.
Fulham, it feels like. Someone always plays Fulham in the League Cup.
So we'll be covering that on patreon.com/no-nonsense-pod. Link in the description of this episode if that address is incorrect, which I think it is. We've
gone through a Brandon thing. It takes time.
Yeah, it's a whole thing, and we didn't change the addresses because you can't, and it's whatever. But yeah, we'll be back probably Friday for that. So sign up, and you get more of this kind of nonsense. Until then, we'll have a great week, and we'll see you next week.
We still need to work on that. Something to say at the end.
Well, I mean, look, sign up or don't. I don't give a fuck. Yeah, you either go aggressive or you trail off. That's my only two modes.
No, honestly, that
Sorry for
is
swearing.
nonsense. nonsense. All nonsense.
They say many garbage things.
You don't know what you're going to get.